Appendix play key role in Parkinson's disease. Appendix is hardly the rock star of body organs. Most people consider this as a tissue to be a useless organ. But its reputation gets a boost from a new research from Andel Research Institute, Sweden. The appendix may be a tissue site that plays a role in the initiation of Parkinson's disease. The hallmark pathology of Parkinson's disease in the brain is Lewy bodies, which is characterized by a clumped form of a misfolded protein called alpha-synuclein. Clumps of this protein are found in the intestinal tract and are present in the appendixes of all of us, sometimes years before Parkinson's symptoms arise. A new study reveals the appendix acts as a reservoir for proteins associated with the neurodegenerative disease. Published in Science Translational Medicine on the 31st of October 2018. Viviane Labrie, an assistant professor at the Andel Research Institute in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and senior author of the study, she is a neuroscientist with the Center for Neurodegenerative Science. Data for the study were gathered from the analyses of two large health record databases. The first dataset was garnered from the Swedish National Patient Registry, and the second dataset was from the Parkinson's Progression Marker Initiative. The team at VRI collaborated with researchers at Lund University, Sweden, to comb through records for 1,698,000 people followed up to 52 years, a total of nearly 92 million person years. Despite having a reputation as largely unnecessary, the appendix plays a major part in immune systems, in regulating the makeup of gut bacteria and now, as shown by this work, in Parkinson's disease. The findings solidify the role of the gut and immune system in the genesis of neurodegenerative diseases, and reveal that the appendix acts as a major reservoir for abnormally folded alpha-synuclein proteins, which are closely linked to Parkinson's onset and progression and provide a path forward for devising new treatment strategies that leverage the gastrointestinal tract's role in the development of the disease. The reduced risk for Parkinson's was only apparent when the appendix and the alpha-synuclein contained within it were removed early in life, years before the onset of Parkinson's, suggesting that the appendix may be involved in disease initiation. Removal of the appendix after the disease process start had no effect on disease progression. In a general population, people who had an appendectomy were 19% less likely to develop Parkinson's. This effect was magnified in people who live in rural areas, with appendectomies resulting in a 25% reduction in disease risk. Parkinson's often is more prevalent in rural populations, a trend that has been associated with increased exposure to pesticides. The study also demonstrated that appendectomy can delay disease progression in people who go on to develop Parkinson's, pushing back diagnosis by an average of 3.6 years. Because there are no definitive tests for Parkinson's, people often are diagnosed after motor symptoms such as tremor or rigidity arise. By then, the disease typically is quite advanced, with significant damage to the area of the brain that regulates voluntary movement. This knowledge will be invaluable as we explore new prevention and treatment strategies. Conversely, appendectomies had no apparent benefit in people whose disease was linked to genetic mutations passed down through their families, a group that comprises fewer than 10% of cases. The study has shown that the appendix is a hub for the accumulation of clumped forms of alpha-synuclein proteins, which are implicated in Parkinson's disease. The pathogenesis of Parkinson's disease involves the accumulation of aggregated alpha-synuclein, which has been suggested to begin in the gastrointestinal tract. Labrie and her team found clumps of alpha-synuclein in the appendixes of healthy people of all ages as well as people with Parkinson's. Misfolded alpha-synuclein were so common in the appendixes of people both with and without Parkinson's. These aggregates are quite normal in the appendix, but toxic only if it reaches the brain. This clearly suggests their presence alone cannot be the cause of the disease. Parkinson's is relatively rare, less than 1% of the population, so there has to be some other mechanism or confluence of events that allows the appendix to affect Parkinson's risk. So, which factor or factors tip the scale in favor of Parkinson's? That's what we have to look at next. Thank you.